taking about 20 veterans on the water with matched 40-foot yachts, teach them to sail, and then complete the round the island race at the end of the week.
Sailing is a great way to have to work as a team, to have to overcome a lot of obstacles.
It's about having veterans who fought together to heal together.
We started 7 years ago putting people out of isolation into employment and occupation. 50% of the people are medically discharged for PTSD and the rest are physically wounded. It's wonderful to have Coin Street supporting us. The sponsors are very important because not only do they bring money to us, but they also go back to their companies and talk about giving more support and employment to wounded veterans.
I'm an ex-veteran and I find myself in a similar boat to them. I hope that, I put some things across of some of the things I managed to achieve just by setting myself some goals, setting a focus.
We've got 4 boats here, so we've got Canadians and British veterans.
Even if we're not from the same country, we did sustain the same kind of injury. The fact that we are here together is just like being in the military again, because it's all about teamwork. It's all about being in kind of a brotherhood again.
People in the military, you're quite a close-knit team, and for the last couple of years, you haven't had that.
Overcoming disability can be a great lesson for all of us and enrich all our lives. So I hope that it's inspiring and they all go away and say it's one of the best weeks of their lives.
This first one has been an extremely good success, and I am very hopeful that we're going to be able to make it into a much larger veterans sailing event in years to come.
The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie. Read by Laidman Brown. Chapter 1. Dr. Shepherd at the breakfast table. I was sent for at 8 o'clock on the morning of Friday, the 17th.
The first talking books were recorded after the First World War for soldiers who lost their sight in battle. Today, almost 2 million people are living with sight loss in the UK.
When you lose your sight, you really feel like you've lost everything. I will be completely honest with you, it's 7 years, I'm not used to it, I'm never ever going to be used to it. And anybody who says they are, I don't understand how, and if you do know how, please get in touch with me, because I don't.
I never went back to work and I never drove a car again. And my life just changed completely from doing all this useful stuff to sitting at home and in shock, really.
I still have never once seen my daughter properly. I'm not able to have any more children because my brain tumour grew with progesterone. So she's my only child and I've never been able to see her properly.
Listening to a talking book is something normal you can enjoy without having to rely on anyone else, and that feeling of independence is so important.
The RNLB Talking Book Service does give a lot of people comfort, hope, and a challenge, and really does enhance their lives. And I was thinking particularly of people who perhaps have gone blind later in life, that are living on their own, may just feel that extra company that they may receive by means of the Talking Book Service. Another voice in the house could be to them very, very important.
The owls inside them hooted indignantly, and the red-headed
The Harry Potter Daisy books are the most exciting things that I've probably got. And we'd ordered the print book and we said we'd get it, but no one could actually open it until I got my book. And it landed on the doormat and I just ran off with it and I said, I'm listening first. And my husband said, no. He says, it's brilliant you've got it, but we're going to read the first chapter together. And we did. We all sat round the table, all four of us, and we read the chapter. Mike and my daughter Millie read bits between them. It was just a real family thing and it was really very silly, but good fun. And then when we got to the end, we actually did the same thing. We were made to halt and not allowed to read the very finale until we'd all finished, and then we sat and read it together.
It's something I would have never thought about if I didn't have a visually impaired child.
Because I can't see the picture, I can listen.
There, little wooden head.
He calls him Woody Head. Wooden Head.
I have just the name for you.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
I want him, and he should have the same independence as everybody else.
Puzzler's doing it.
It really does capture him.
When you lose your sight, you don't lose your imagination. And what's great about books is that they sort of work directly on the imagination. They encourage you to create worlds, to create scenes for yourself.
It's a terrific service, and having seen firsthand how much pleasure it can give to someone, I just multiplied that by all the other magazines and all the other books that are on there, and you think this is an amazing job.
I just feel like anybody else now, and it's brilliant.
But it doesn't come cheap. It costs the RNIB £4 million a year to run the Talking Book service. So is it really worth it?
The talking books got me on my feet to start with when I first went blind. But now I use it for so much, and it's so much part of my life now that I don't know how it would be without it.
Thanks to the Talking Book service, you might not be able to open a book and read it, but you're going to be able to sit there and listen to it. And it doesn't fix it, but it makes it easier.
39,000 people already know how amazing the Talking Book service can be, but that's just a fraction of the people who could benefit.
More people like myself can get the benefit and the enjoyment that can bring, and it can really make a difference to our lives.
The help and the relief that they give people that are visually impaired and blind is priceless.
Please can we have money, more money, to give other children daisy players and talking books?
You're going to choose one, but don't let me see it. It's known as mentalism, which is the proper name for what I do. It basically means magic to do with the mind. I used to do shows for my parents by getting in a cardboard box which had a flap on the back, and I would crawl through it. And they'd be like, oh my god, where is he going? That's incredible. The idea behind the Crisis t-shirt campaign is to share the joy, so you can go online, you can design a t-shirt for someone you love and you can give them to them for Christmas as a present. You can make something fun and it's also helping other people, then that's a great thing. I want you to think of one of these, just have a look, decide in your head which one. Whatever one it is, don't show the camera, but if you write it down very clearly in capital letters, close it up so I can't see, and just look at them all, and I want you to just think about which one it is. If I say yes to everything, right? So always yes.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Say yes?
Yes.
I reckon when you're dressed very well, you look as if you know how to enjoy yourself. I reckon you like to party a little bit, so I'm going to say probably.
How did you do that? Oh my goodness. I was trying to give away nothing, and I was trying to make sure that when I said yes to everything that it was always the same, and he still somehow narrowed it down.
I reckon you were singing in your head, is that?
Yes.
Is this the one?
He's right. I actually used to train in opera and I used to sing quite a bit, so maybe think of singing.
Probably. I would guess that your favourite thing is...
I've been dancing my whole life. It's my passion and my real dream.
I've had some fun today sharing the t-shirt joy. Why don't you design a t-shirt and share the joy too?
It's the first time we've ever used this kind of technology to show the difference it makes to patients, but also how easy it is to give blood. Often when people give blood, they don't see where the blood donation goes to, but today we've got 3 examples of patients which have got better through the power of blood donation.
So I have a condition, it's called thalassemia major. What that means for me is I don't produce red blood cells. So I'm completely reliant on people going out and donating blood. I was approached by HMS16. We did a lot of campaigning last year to encourage new donors to come forward. And they sold me on this idea of this augmented reality where I would come up on the billboard and then people would virtually donate. And it just takes the fear out of donating. It's a really, really great concept.
The way it works is you see the poster and you see a blood donor recipient of the poster not looking very well. So the opportunity is for you to interact with that poster and that person in order to donate blood. The way it works is you put a sticker on your arm and through the camera of your phone, through augmented overlay, you can actually see a needle with a tube which goes back up into the poster. And as you start giving blood virtually, the blood bag on the screen fills up at the same time. The blood recipient gets better in front of your eyes, which demonstrates the power of a blood donation.
All those considering giving blood and who haven't done so just yet, I would say do it, become a superhero, save a life.
My children have still got their mum, my husband has still got his wife, and I'll bring them up, and every day I know it's because people have donated their time and they've donated their blood, so thank you isn't enough, it really isn't, but thank you.
here today to launch our Wheels Up campaign. It should be a really nice day for people to come together, have some fun, and also raise some awareness of British Sign Language. It's the BDA's 125th anniversary this year. We did our research and found out that exactly 125 years ago was the first ever documented wheelie. So we thought it would be a great chance to bring together deaf people and hearing people, along with some BMX riders, to have a go at a wheelie challenge, just to have some fun and celebrate our anniversary. And it should also be a good chance for people to learn some sign language and to learn about the BDA and our work. We're looking at trying to make British Sign Language more visible through social media.
I'm here today along with many other deaf people. It's been fantastic. Everyone did a wheelie. It's been brilliant. For the BDA Wheels Up, everyone's shown their support. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. Round of applause. Right.
We want to encourage people to take part in the Wheels Up challenge at home, using anything they can find that has wheels. You can get involved in our Wheels Up for BSL campaign on social media. Just record yourself doing a wheelie and then upload your photo or film to social media using the hashtag WheelsUpForBSL. Come on, Wheels Up for BSL. Thank you.
I'm Dawn, I'm Harry James's mum. Harry had just passed away. The hospital had called time, and then myself and his dad were left for a couple of minutes, and although we'd never discussed organ donation, if it was a conversation that we'd have had whilst he was still here, I do believe that he would have wanted to. And since Harry, we've had the same conversation with his younger brother and sister, and it's something that they want to do as well. Harry was cheeky, he was a cheeky chappy. He loved his Star Wars. Everything he wore was Star Wars. We even buried him in his Star Wars outfit. He was always helping, he was always kind. He'd be the first person to give you a cuddle if you was upset. So I think Harry would be happy that he has helped those other people, and that those other people can continue now and have more years with their families, even continue to have other families of their own. So he's living on. Since Harry's passed away, the opportunity has arose to speak to people about being on the organ donation list, and every time I'd say go ahead and do it. Sadly, Harry couldn't continue with his life. but he's helped at least 3 other people to continue with their life. He was just brilliant. He was.
My name is Natasha. I served with the Royal Air Force as a medic. In Iraq I was working in the medical centre, and then in Afghanistan I was in the main hospital in Bastion in the operating theatres.
My name's John. I'm obviously from Liverpool. I served in the army for 5 years.
My name's Sally and I'm one of the ski instructors on the Supporting Wounded Veterans Ski Week, and I've been here from the start, coming along and teaching veterans each year, which is fantastic.
So I didn't really have a lot of expectations from the week apart from I'll meet a few people and it'll be fine. And on day one I was honestly terrified, but I don't know, there's something about being around people that understand and they're all in the same position, and actually if I fall they're going to help me up.
I think everyone's come for a purpose. This week's allowed me to just be myself, and if I need to talk I can talk. If I get stuff off my chest and get off my chest, and people are willing to listen and they're willing to help if they can, or give advice, or even just be someone to give a cuddle to.
Coming here has just made me realise that yeah, I do need some help, and actually these people want to help, and maybe I should just let them.
I've been able to watch so many other guys coming out of the show. I arrived with them in the airport and hardly spoke. They were nervous, and now you can't get them to shut up. It's just been a really overwhelming week, to be honest.
I haven't been challenged like this since I was in the Air Force. It's genuinely been one of the most amazing weeks that I've ever had.
I really am quite emotional that attending. I couldn't recommend it more highly, not just for me personally, but I've watched so many other people completely changed in one short week, which is unbelievable. I've actually not seen anything else be that effective before.
Everybody's got a story, and I do also have a story, but it doesn't have to define me anymore.
But just reach out for this one thing and it will change your life.
Hello and welcome to my new show, Bizarre Incidents Involving Humans in Specific Situations. On today's show we're going to be looking at...
What?
What's that, mate? It's my new show, man.
You're not calling it that, surely?
Oh, you mean you want like a snappier title? Interesting occurrences of people in danger because of their choices. All I want to do with this show is take a look at the mad and bad decisions that we all make in crazy situations. I mean, you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up, okay? Welcome to my new show, You Couldn't Make It Up, where we take a look at some mad situations that you just couldn't make up. Wow, what was I thinking? I can't believe he did that. Hand me the hat of consequence. Ooh, here we go. So, today's episode is, drum roll please, people at railways and level crossings. We're all aware of them, we all know they exist. Can you get it wrong? Well, people do. First up, we went online and found some footage. What? That's just insane. Oh no! That is horrible. Literally can't even watch that one. Not only are the barriers coming down, but there are lights. There are flashing amber lights, which, by the way, means stop. Alright? This is not a grey area. It means stop. Not even the police, ambulances, or fire engines can go through.
Really?
They have to stop as well. So what sort of rush are you in that you think you need to be the other side that quickly? I don't care what your job is. I mean, even if you're Prime Minister, if a train is coming, be late. It's fine to be late. I mean, Ben, obviously you would hate that, obviously, because I'd be late for work, you'd be waiting in the studio, but like, you know.
Oh, I'd have a few minutes peace and quiet.
Wow, harsh. I mean, this cyclist clearly has his headphones in and just doesn't even notice the barrier coming down, doesn't notice the lights and goes straight in. They're probably oblivious to the world around them. I mean, it doesn't seem worth it, does it? Just to listen to a Ricky Gervais podcast or the latest Bieber single, although it is a very good single. And people think it's just the trains that are on the timetables that go through. There's unscheduled trains, there's late trains, there's early trains, freight trains come through all the time.
Even on the schedule.
They're not timetabled.
And they're heavy.
I don't think many people would consider running across a motorway.
No way.
Because they're big cars and they're going very, very fast. A train is going 125 miles an hour and it's a lot bigger. It weighs 80 tonnes. 80 tonnes.
That is as big as your mum.
You do not want that train in your face, okay? Let me tell you that. It's doing a football pitch, a full-size football pitch every second. So if a train is coming and sees you on a track...
That's if it does see you.
Exactly. It's going to take 20 football pitches to stop. I mean, this is crazy. And there's so much footage to choose from.
Oh.
Steamed ahead with that one. Okay, it's a good pun. I was on the right track.
Oh.
You know what I also learned from research is that the electricity on the tracks is never turned off. It's always on.
Even when the trains aren't there.
Exactly. And the electricity on the tracks is 100 times more powerful than the electricity in your homes. And you wouldn't put your finger in the sockets. And if all of these facts weren't enough to put you off, it's illegal.
Yeah, if the pain of a train hitting your face isn't enough,
you'll end up in the slammer. The filth will be knocking on your door. Saying, "You're nicked, sonny. Come with me." I mean, I've never been arrested, so I don't know how policemen talk. Do you know what? I think we need an independent specialist expert on the subject. Hey, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tom. Thank you so much for joining us. The reason we've called you in, Tom, is obviously you've had an experience on the railways.
Yes.
So you've got a story and, you know, we would love you to share that with us.
When I was a young boy, me and my mates thought it would be clever to go and play on the railway, have a bit of fun over there. And I was running along top of the train. And
you were on top of the train?
I was on top of the train. So as I was running along the top of the train, I've slipped, and my natural instinct was to grab the first thing that was there. And the first thing that I grabbed was the overhead wire on the train, above the train tracks. And the electrics blew me off the train. And then I can remember being in the ambulance, and then I can't remember nothing for the next 3 days. Don't even remember the old feeler trainees, the big thick soles, the basketball ones.
Yeah.
Well, there was just the sole that was left of my trainee. The electric burnt the rest of the way, and they said that's what saved my life. This was happened on a Tuesday, and I was knocked out until the Friday. I received 25,000 volts, 3rd-degree burns all over my body, and I was in a really, really bad way off it.
Were you in a coma?
Yeah.
Was there like a chance that you would not make it?
Yeah, I think the doctors told my mum there's a 75% chance I wouldn't make it through the night. So my mum just sat there with me all night praying for the best.
What's your first memory of waking up?
In severe pain, didn't know what was going on.
What sort of pain was it? Do you remember?
It was like a burning sensation all over my body.
And I'm guessing the skin was kind of open, exposed, totally raw.
It was really, really vile. Like, it's under my arm was the worst one, under here.
Right.
That was the worst one, that like got infected and went all black. 14 skin grafts I had.
14?
14 skin grafts. They had to take skin from this thigh and a bit off my belly.
What's the effect now in your life, sort of sometime later?
Yeah, I have still got nerve damage. It itches.
Right.
Like, and it's uncontrollably. All the scars up there.
Do you mind? Yeah. Wow.
That was the worst one. That goes all the way down this side of my leg here, up to there.
And you've got it on your arm as well.
On my arm there, yeah. I remember my mum saying to me once that I've got a comb over, because where the scars are there, no hair will grow that way, so they only grow that way.
So you got like a Two-Face style thing going on.
Yeah. So when I get out the bath or the shower, I just go like that and make it look like I've got a proper hairy chest.
And the accident, that's why you got the speech thing.
What do you mean speech thing?
The thing, the way you talk, the thing.
Oh, that's just my accent.
Oops.
When was your accident?
What accident?
Oh, I thought with your face being like that, you might have had an accident yourself.
Ooh. Ben, mate, can we cut that, please? Listen, genuinely, absolute pleasure chatting to you, man.
And you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
No problem.
That's our show done. Thank you for watching. You couldn't make it up. No way! That can't be real! Big thanks to Tom Crosby for coming down and joining us in the studio and telling us his story. We're all humans. We all make weird and mad choices at many times in our lives, but stay safe.